It was a nice autumn day. There was a hunting group from Denmark, mixed with German and Danish hunters, and of course us, the beaters. The sun was up, a mild breeze, no rain, nothing, a perfect day. But what a day it would turn out to be. The beaters were getting ready for the first driven hunt beat of the day. In the middle of the drive, the beaters heard a shot. Something was in the forest. After reaching the hunter's line, we got a message that a wild boar had been shot. Another guy and I followed the blood trail for a moment. But the hunting leader said, "Come out. We are taking the area where the wild boar went in. Let the fun begin." We drove over to the area where the wild boar had gone in, got out of the cars, and walked into the forest. I was going to go in the middle of the drive, and beside me was one of the older beaters. Let's call him Max Verstappen, because he was walking so fast through the forest that no one could catch him. We started the beat. Soon after, Verstappen's dogs started barking a little to the right of him. He thought they were attacking a raccoon dog or a badger, and without thinking, he walked toward them. But what a surprise! "Look out! That's the shot wild boar!" he screamed. The wild boar ran toward him, and he barely got out of the way. I could hear the wild boar coming toward my side, but there was a problem. I was in the middle of a clear area where the forest had been cut some years ago, leaving only small birch and aspen trees with a diameter of 5 to 8 centimeters. I heard the wild boar coming through the reeds. I stood still like a rock, listening for where it would appear. And then it came out 5 meters from me. I could see that it had been shot or just grazed in its most shielded area, so it was hurt but not fatally wounded. I screamed at it with all the power I had, but the wild boar only got angrier. Like in a comic book or an old cartoon, the wild boar jumped 90 degrees and charged at full power toward me. And remember, there was nowhere to hide and nowhere to run. Thank God for my quick thinking. I calculated in my head. If I ran toward the small aspen tree, I could jump up, pull myself a little, and as I fell down, because the small tree wouldn't hold my weight, the wild boar would run under me. I did exactly that, and as calculated, it went smoothly except for one thing. The wild boar hit my heels with its head, and I fell straight down, head first, into the ground. I jumped up, ready for it to charge again, but then Max's dogs arrived and chased the poor thing away. "Are you okay?" Verstappen asked. "Yeah, I hit my head a little bit. You should have seen what I saw. You jumping up, a hitting sound, and then I only saw your boots in the air above the reeds. I thought that was it," he continued. "Yes, the wild boar hit me in the heels, so I did a small somersault in the air, but I'm fine." "Okay, then let's go to the finish," he laughed, and we walked to the end. When we got out, I jokingly told my friend that we had to stop at a shop after the hunt to get something to drink, to calm the nerves. And we told the story. Do you think the story ends here? No. As per hunting ethics and common sense, nothing injured gets left behind. So the German hunter who made the shot, along with one of the Jaegers and a beater, were instructed to track the injured wild boar and finish it while we moved on to the next drive. We could hear the dogs barking. They were still with it. We started the next drive, and after 15 minutes, we heard a shot in the distance. Great, the wild boar warrior had been taken down. We finished our drive. It was a quiet one. No shots, no animals. As we walked out of the forest, the trio appeared in their car, with the wild boar already loaded. They stepped out of the car. Blood, mud, bruises. The German hunter was limping a little. The hunting leader asked what had happened. Yes, they had tracked down the wild boar. The real fun had only begun. The dogs were holding the wild boar in place. The hunter took his rifle, aimed at the boar, pulled the trigger, and silence. A misfire. Music to the boar's ears. It charged at the hunter. Now he was somersaulting in the air, landing hard, his rifle flying away from him. "Hilf, hilf," he screamed as the wild boar stayed on top of him. My friend, one of the Jaegers, sprinted and kicked the wild boar in the head like it was the last penalty shot in a World Cup final. He flipped over it, now also on the ground. The dogs attacked the wild boar again, buying time for the hunter to grab his rifle, and boom, it was finally down. They were both shaking from the adrenaline rush. But the best part? The beater, the youngest guy in the group, had been standing behind a tree the whole time, knife drawn, frozen, shaking. They joked about him a little, then got to work retrieving the wild boar. "We will definitely stop at the shop on the way home." My friend looked at me and laughed. What should have been a peaceful day turned out to be one of the greatest days in my memory. Thank God no one got seriously hurt. Even the German hunter was laughing and said he was definitely coming next year again.